Hey, what's going on, guys? It's OGCP Da Silva, and I'd like to thank Thunder for allowing me to upload to ThunderStruckGaming for the third time. It's always a pleasure to upload to this community channel because I think it's one of the best out there. And on top of that, I always appreciate the fact when YouTubers who are more successful are able to give back to the community and allow others to gain that exposure that is desperately needed. So with that being said, thank you again, Thunder, and I want to talk to you guys really quickly in this commentary about something that I've been focusing on a lot lately, okay? And that is the keyword of success. You know, we live one life, right? We only have one life. Why not live it to the fullest? Now, success can mean different things to different people, right? Success can be defined as being rich, being, successful in your business, or it could mean something totally different for someone where success is just being content with your family, having that cohesiveness. You know, people have different definitions of success, right? But the one thing that I want to focus in on is attaining that success. And when researching a little bit about success, I've read a couple articles, books, and I've done a little bit of research into that. And there was one key person that really took my interest on that, and that is someone called Darren Hardy. Now, for those of us who don't know who Darren Hardy is, he's the publisher of Success magazine. So he's interviewed some of the most prestigious, successful people in the world that we can all think of. Richard Branson, Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, Steve Jobs. All these people that we can think of that are successful, right? And by the way, this guy, Darren Hardy, was a millionaire by the age of 20. So that in itself speaks volumes. But he sat down and interviewed a lot of these people that have been on Success magazine, and he's gotten the insider tips. He's figured out how these guys are so successful, what makes them so successful, and he's outlined three secrets of productivity that I want to share with you guys that I've learned, and I've been trying to apply them to my own life. So number one, he says to learn to say no to more things that take you away from what is most important to you. He says, I've learned that in order to have the success that you desire, you must guard your time, energy, and focus. Your time is one of the most valuable commodities. Now, I have to agree with that, because the one thing that we don't have enough of is time. Actually, that. We have the time, but we are so focused on other things, other distractions throughout the day that keeps us away from focusing on the one thing that will provide us that success. And he again continues and says that once your time is gone, you can't replace it. And how true is that? A lot of times we're distracted by other things like video games, or we're distracted by, emails, texts, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all these other things in life that aren't really going to give us that success. Now, let's rewind a little bit. There are things that we want to focus on that will provide us that success, right? Some of us want to grow a successful YouTube channel, right? A lot of us as YouTubers dream of being the next big thing on YouTube. But what are we really doing to accomplish that? Another thing, something else that we want to be successful in, by the way, I'm not going to limit it to YouTube. Maybe you want to be better at sports. What are we doing to really get better at it? Sometimes we want to be better at the business we're in, or at work. We want to be the best possible thing at that, or the best possible person in that field. But what are we really doing to achieve that? Another thing that he says is overscheduling can be stealing away from your opportunity to achieve big results in less time. In other words, he says focus on your vital functions. Be world class at a few things. Why be mediocre at many things? People don't want to be mediocre, they want the best. So he says do fewer things, but do them well. Now, that got me thinking. There are a lot of things that I do outside of what I really want to accomplish that take me away from that vital time, right? If I want to focus on, let's say, YouTube, what am I doing else throughout my day that's not productive towards YouTube? You know, if I was to focus really heavy on being successful on YouTube, okay, or in the sport, or, you know, maybe an instrument, what am I doing else in the world that's a distraction? Maybe watching TV. Instead of watching TV, I should be practicing, right? Or I should be getting gameplay for YouTube, or I should be looking up new notes, or, you know, researching about the subject that I'm interested in becoming successful or really good at, right? But we're so distracted by other things that it's taking away our time. And he goes on to say, here's another point. He says, master the basics of what makes you great. Focus on your strategic priorities. He says, you may have many goals, but focus on your top 3, okay? Spend each day planning your daily actions before you even get started with checking your email, responding to voicemail, etc., etc. He says, get a clear picture of what you need to focus on. Look at your calendar, and is there anything you need to say no to or stop doing? You know, a lot of times there are things that you know aren't really going to be productive. Like maybe you're invited to go to a friend's birthday party, but you know if you do that, it's taken away from your time. Sometimes it's okay to say no. And he says, quit doing things that are taking away from focusing on those priorities, like I mentioned before. And he says, commit your full time and energy and focus on those things that you want to be successful in. And that's very important, and that's something that's really something that I haven't really thought about. And it's so true, because we're so distracted by other things in our life that we aren't really focused in on what we really need that success from. Okay, so like for instance, like I've been going through the sports, the YouTube, and you know, maybe an instrument or something that you want to get really good at. These are the examples that I'm giving, but of course you guys can apply it to your own lives, what you want to be successful in. But we have to learn to put our full time and effort into the things that we want, okay? Not the things that are going to distract us, because there are many people out there that in our everyday lives are trying to be good at everything all at once, and that's not possible. The successful people in the world are known for being good at their one thing, not many different things, that one thing. Okay, so thank you guys all so much for listening, and I want to once again thank Thunder for allowing me to upload here to the channel. And that's all I have time for here today. Thank you guys again. This is OGCP Da Silva, and I am signing off.